What is that I hear? You want to be a substitute teacher? Whew. I'm gonna have to take a sip on that one. Bless your heart. I'm just kidding. Substitute teaching is an amazing job, okay? If it wasn't for substitute teaching, I would have never known that teaching was the actual career path for me. So in this video, we are going to discuss 5 personality traits you need to have to be a successful substitute teacher, as well as a little bonus tip on the end, because who doesn't love a good bonus tip? Hello, lovely ladies and gentlemen. I am that lady teacher, where we talk about all things teaching and always give praise to the Lord above. So if you haven't already, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more teaching tips, tools, and talks. So let me tell you, teaching is hard, but substitute teaching is even harder, okay? You don't know the children, you don't know the culture of the classroom, you don't know what the teacher normally does. Sometimes the teacher leaves plans, but a lot of the times, the plans are incomprehensible. You just don't know what's going on, okay? So I substitute taught for 3-4 years before I became a certified teacher, and there were many days where I literally left the building crying in tears, declaring that I would never step foot in a school again, okay? It can be rough. However, what I realized was I wasn't going to let any child or any person at all dictate my career path. I knew I wanted to become a teacher. I was passionate about it, and there was one time where I was substitute teaching at the current school that I teach at now. And the lady next door heard me, and she came to me and she said, "You have a passion for this. You are good at this." And that is the very school that I actually now work at. So listen, here are 5 personality traits that you need to become a substitute teacher. You may not naturally have these traits. You may have to work on it. I know I did. But over the years, I definitely know that these things have helped me be able to come into a classroom and command respect and get the children to do what I need them to do. For the most part, you're always going to have those children who are going to try you. It's the nature of the beast. It's part of the job. It's not going to be perfect, but you will have a pleasant experience, okay? And you are going to rock it. So let's jump right into it. All right, in no particular order, number 5 is be strict. All right, as soon as you walk into that classroom, a child comes up to you. "Oh, can I go get some water?" No. "Oh, can I go visit?" No. "Ma'am, can I listen to my headphone?" No. Everything is no, no, no. Now, of course, use discretion. If you see a child who's clearly quiet or doing her work, doing what she needs to do, he or she, you will want to say yes, but then you give them a time. You say, "Well, you have 3 minutes to go to the bathroom, all right? And I expect you to be back." You do not want to have any kind of loopholes or leeway into them thinking that you're someone that they can pull a fast one over, okay? They may be able to do it, but you don't want them to think they can do it. There's a difference, all right? So if you go in there automatically, no, absolutely not, go have a seat, then you will be just fine, okay? Because you're already setting that groundwork that you don't play. In fact, you want them to say, "Oh, she's kind of mean." Because here's the thing. You're not their teacher. You don't get to see them, so you don't really get to build a relationship with them. Many times you may never see these children again. You may never sub for this classroom again. So you don't have time to be their friend, okay? Now, I would say if you were a teacher, then I would give you a little bit of a different advice. I believe in being strict in general, but there's more leeway when you are building relationships with children over the school year. But if this is just, you have a one-day assignment to come in and sub, the answer is no. You cannot go anywhere. You cannot do anything but the work. All right. Now, some people think that's a little harsh. I don't, because I've been in classrooms where the children were literally acting like wild animals, okay? But obviously, use discretion. If you walk into a room, you have to read the room. If that class is on task, if they're quiet, if they're respectful, you have to curtail things to the class. Every class is different. Every school is different, all right? But I've subbed at a lot of more inner city type schools. If you're in that kind of environment where their behavior is a main issue, it really doesn't matter what school you're at. There can be behavior issues because you're the sub. They think that they can do things that they normally wouldn't do. So be strict, okay? You're not being mean. You are demanding respect. And that leads me to number 4. You need to be authoritative. Okay? Now, you might say those are kind of similar, but what I mean by this is you want to already have in your head rules for the classroom, okay? You want to follow whatever the teacher does, but sometimes the teacher will not let you know his or her rules for the classroom. So you want to bring your own. It doesn't matter. This is your class for the day. So I would do things like, if you want to speak, you make sure you raise your hand. Okay? If you want to get up out your chair, you make sure you raise your hand. A lot of the times kids will get up like, oh, I'm going to throw something away, or I want to sharpen my pencil. You make sure they raise their hand. And if they don't, you have them go sit back down and you tell them to do it again. Try again, raise your hand and ask me, and then you can do it. Another thing is the 3-minute or 2-minute bathroom break. I like to implement that. I like to implement no cell phones. You create that standard for you, but you let them know the rules right then and there. You come up with it the night before. You come up with rules that work for you, and then you let them know at the very beginning of class, these are your rules and these are your expectations. You can even say like, I don't know what your teacher does, all right, but this is what I expect. And then lay out your ground rules. And sometimes people struggle with this because you feel like, this isn't my class. I don't want to do anything or overstep my boundaries. But look, the teacher isn't there. You are the teacher, okay? It doesn't matter if you're their normal teacher, their regular teacher. You are the teacher. You are the adult, and you have all the authority to make the rules and the expectations for you in that classroom. Do not allow children to run over you. Don't do it, okay? And sometimes it takes courage. It takes strength. Sometimes you're like, oh, it feels weird. This is awkward. No, don't let them see it. It may be awkward all day, but you come in there and you own it and you let them know, this is mine. And this is how the class is going to be ran today. Number 3, you want to be punctual, okay? Just like with any job, but this is really important to be on time and probably early so you can read through all of the teacher notes, okay? It is really hard to try to read through the teacher notes while the children are entering the classroom. You're trying to read like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And then you have chaos going on in the room. So get to your position early. Read over the notes. You can ask teachers next door if you have any questions or concerns. They can help you so you can really, really be prepared and get yourself situated and attack what you need to get done for that day. Number 2, have a sense of humor. Now, this one is tricky because I just told you, you need to be strict and you need to be authoritative. But how do you balance that out with a sense of humor, okay? So this really comes into play a lot with teenagers or preteens. They will pick on you. Like, a kid may come up to you and say something borderline offensive or just very rude. They may talk about the way you look, the way you talk, the way you walk, and they'll just express it to you. I say the best way to handle that is to brush it off. You need to laugh or you need to say something sarcastic back. Those two things seem to work, because if you get upset, they will take that and they will just dig it deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is exactly what they want to do. You need to let them know you are not fazed by the little antics, okay? So, of course, if you feel threatened, then you need to have a serious conversation with them and you may need to get an administrator. But other than that, if they come up to you and say something rude, you either need to laugh, make a joke, say something sarcastic. Sarcasm really works with middle schoolers. I don't know why. For instance, a middle school boy came up to me and he was like, I really wish that my real teacher was here. And I told him, well, I really wish I had $1 million, but can't always have what we want now, can we? Go have a seat. And he just sat down and was just like, oh, well, dang. And you might get a chuckle from the other students, just letting them know, like, you are not fazed by anything you have to say. We're not fazed by these little childish jokes, okay? Another girl comes up to me. She's like, ugh, that skirt you have on, ew, so ugly. And I was like, honey, you wish you could rock this outfit like me, okay? Go have a seat. My favorite thing to tell a child is to go have a seat. So do not get offended. Do not take any of it personally, okay? Because they just want to see if they can get a rise out of you. And when they realize that they cannot, they will back down. Okay, and last but not least, number one is you need to be resourceful. I cannot tell you how many times I walked into a class and the teacher had no lesson plan, no assignment, no notes, didn't even say, hey, thanks for subbing for my class. There was nothing. So I had to go around and ask other teachers, like, is there an assignment that we can do? What to do? And this is why you want to be early, because if this happens, you need time to plan, okay? But being resourceful is really helpful. I suggest that you take some time at home and put together a packet of things that you can do in the class, whether it's educational games, worksheets, writing prompts, riddles, things that you can do in the classroom to occupy the children's time. Ideally, you would want to continue with the lesson in the class, but if you have nothing, or sometimes there may be a lesson, but the lesson is so short, you still have like 20 minutes and you don't want to sit with 20 minutes in the classroom with children who have nothing to do. You want to be resourceful. And if you're not able to think of things quick, like on the top of your head, it's perfectly fine. Just go home and plan your own assignments, okay? And if that is something that interests you, let me know, because I can definitely put together a sub packet and offer that to you all for free if you want to download it. But let me know if you're interested in that, and I can definitely do that for you to help, because I do not want you to struggle, okay? And my last bonus tip for subbing, I strongly recommend leaving a teacher a note, a detailed note about everything that happened in the class, everything that you did, if there was any disturbances, or even if the children were absolutely great, just leave a detailed note to the teacher and leave your number and or email address, letting the teacher know this is who I am and I would love to sub for you. Again, please call me or email me if you need a substitute teacher. And this has helped me get so many positions, particularly positions that I want. If I like this class and I want to come back, I've had teachers call me all the time. They just shoot me a text, hey, can you sub for me? And we're building that relationship. I actually get to build the relationship with the students that way. They like me, they want me to come back, and it's a much better experience. I mean, I still have teachers today from other schools who are texting me, and they're like, hey, can you come in and sub? And I have to tell them, well, I'm a teacher now, all right? I'm a teacher now. So if you like these tips, let me know in the comments. If you want to add something, let me know in the comments. If you have a question, maybe you have a specific situation that you're going through, let me know in the comments. I am here to help you, okay? So as always, lovely people, stay blessed and always stay educating yourself and the world around you.